We're building a cabriolet. Space is at a premium. There's no excuse not to have proper car audio. This is a great example of a truck where we're integrating an Alpine double-din head unit. It's just hanging here for wiring purposes, but this is fully CarPlay and Android compatible. Also, we've taken the time to put proper high-end component speakers throughout the truck. What we're seeing up here is the 4-inch mid-range panel speaker down here. These are all components, by the way. We've also got the tweeter hidden up in the dash. Now, none of the aftermarket sizes work with the factory speakers because they're all different. So we actually make our own mounts for everything here. We make our own wiring loom, and we braid everything to make it so it runs and gives the proper sound signal. One of the other things you're going to see is the conduit and the wiring that we run. We utilize the factory conduit path that Mercedes provided back in the 80s and 90s for these trucks. Before we finalize the carpet, before we finalize the sound deadening material, we always run everything, then we pull the carpet back out, and then sound deaden everything and put it back in. But this is an example where we have the power lines for the amplifier, the power lines for the speakers. Everything's run, it's clean, it's tidy, and it's going to go in the factory location, so we don't have to worry about stray wires and stuff that's coming and potentially going to be chafing underneath the carpet. It's all in the factory locations. Coming around to the back of the truck though, this is where I really wanted to showcase how much of a premium space is. Because we're running component speakers up front, we don't actually have space for the physical crossovers. So again, we're using Focal crossovers. We hid them back here in the cargo area that's going to be behind the panels. There's a little bit of a separation, distance-wise, but architecturally, it fits in here. No one's going to see it, and that's the name of the game on trucks like this. When you're doing a high-end restoration, you want to have high-quality sound, high-quality components in there, but you don't want to be looking at a bunch of aftermarket stuff. You want to have it look like it's factory. And this is one of those steps you got to go to, is to integrate everything in the sides and corners of the truck so that you don't see it, yet it's still serviceable if you need it to be. So that's one of the things. We're also going to run a small subwoofer in the back. We're going to mold a panel that's going to take over this area here, so you can still have full access when you open the tailgate. You will have full access to your cargo area. It's not going to hinge on your battery location whatsoever. You've got your DSP amplifier, which we're actually going to hide underneath the driver's seat. Let's take a look at that actually. The interior work on this truck is going to be really phenomenal. As you see, the dash is obviously wrapped, but this is what the seat looks like here. It looks like this. This is a test base for us. We actually have this sitting on a test base while the other ones are being coated, and we're going to make a mount for the multi-channel amplifier that's going to sit underneath this, and it's going to hide underneath the driver's seat. And again, you're not really going to see it. It's out of the way, but you can still tune it and access it if you need it. So just one of those little steps you got to go to get the truck finalized and over the top. So thanks for watching. Joe Gocher, Alliance Auto Care here in Loveland, Colorado. Stay tuned as we get this truck up to completion and back to its owner here shortly. Thanks again.